Now, I've had this 2018 Beta Cross Trainer for a while now. I bought it from a girlfriend to ride and been meaning to get out for a bit of a rep on it myself, but just haven't had a chance until today. So got a chance to run it through the new Straitsville loop. Now, the Cross Trainer is different than the 2013 Beta 350 that I ride. The 350 is a 4-stroke. Beta Cross Trainer is a 2-stroke. Also, the 350 is a full-size dirt bike with Sachs open cartridge forks on it, whereas this bike has a lesser suspension, and it is also a 1/7 inch size frame, so its turning radius is really tight. The Cross Trainer, being a 2-stroke and having that smaller frame, is really a bit of a scalpel in the woods, and offers a power band that is a bit more friendly for folks, so I decided to go ahead and give it a try. Now, what I found was that the bike is smaller and shorter. I'm not sure exactly how I feel about that, but actually as I start to ride it and get used to it and ride it like, it likes to be ridden and not like my 350 does, I started to get used to it a bit more. I found the balance to be really pretty fair, and I was able to kind of rip around on it. So here you'll see me just sort of tooting around, trying to go sort of as fast as I feel comfortable on a new-to-me bike. Although I own it, I just don't ride it. And just still try to be safe and not completely lose it, but having a good time, really. It's a good bike. Definitely think I could get used to one. Probably would need to upgrade the suspension a little bit to get used to some of the hard hits. I think I do need to back off the compression dampening because it does tend to poke back at me a bit. You'll see at the end of the video it really start to kick in. But, I gotta say, I really do like this bike. And I will say, though, I think this bike might be a little harder to ride than my 350. It is a little more twitchy, it's a bit more responsive, it's a lighter bike, the front likes to loft, the power comes on a bit harder, and I'm really glad I put a Clake one-light clutch on the thing, because that was really helpful for me to soften the power hits. You can see here that it being a light bike and with the sort of the toe brake on it, I did have to stay off the brake a bit to keep from applying it in this downhill gravel area, but once I got used to it, it wasn't bad. Really just keeping it moving down this gravel area, looking straight ahead, and trying to pick good lines was a bit of the key of getting down this hill. What's nice I found is that being able to lean forward or lean backward right on that center point was pretty easy to do. In fact, you didn't have to lean much in order to keep the front from lofting too much or to get it to do it by leaning back. But I had to discover where that balance point was because, again, this bike is a good 30 pounds lighter than my 350. I do think the steering would benefit from a Scott steering stabilizer because it is, a bit of a short frame and wants to move quickly, but not sure that you'd really need to. I didn't see that was sort of deficient. I didn't really miss my Scotts too much while riding through here, but I do think that I was a bit more fatigued riding through at this pace on the Cross Trainer. I think it's a busier bike. I do think that it makes you work a bit harder. Now, these are very easy wood conditions. In fact, this is the easiest of the portions of Wayne National Forest Monday Creek. So I was moving around a little bit fast here, but still trying to keep it within control because I just don't know the bike that well. This portion of the new Straitsville Loop's a lot of fun. Kind of call it the pine forest because there's so many pine needles on the ground. It's just such a beautiful day to ride in it too. Sun shining, nice blue skies, temperatures were perfect. So just kind of ripping through here in the woods and catching the occasional bump to loft the front felt really good. I did feel a lot more buzzing on the foot pegs versus the 350, and that's just the nature of the two-stroke. Now here's a bit of a climb. I decided to bomb a little bit, and I caught a little bit of air off of one of the bumps. Almost kind of lost it off the side of the hill. So got a little bit angry and turned up the throttle. And we'll bring it on around here to the left to take it back to the new Straitsville trailhead, which is a part of the Monday Creek main corridor that is a little tighter and a little more fun to kind of rail. So we'll see what it's like to push the tires up against the berms. Still not quite confident in the way that it turns in. That 7/8 inch sizing does make it want to turn kind of quickly. Still getting used to it versus the 350. You know, is this a beginner bike? Yeah, I think so, but also at the same time, I think it's a little bit harder to ride than, you know, a luggable four-stroke. So, I don't know, I could go back and forth on whether it's the best choice for Joe, but the fact that it is such a light bike to move around is really nice too. Woo! That's a ripper. She's a ripper, yeah.